Sure.
Yes, sir.
So Nilesh, please tell us about yourself first.
So I am NILESH GHUSINGA. I am from Jaipur, Rajasthan. I did my schooling from Jaipur as well, and then I did my graduation in BTech in Civil Engineering from IIT Madras. Since then, I have been pursuing civil services examination, and meanwhile, I also did my masters in economics from University of Rajasthan.
And you did your graduation from Rajasthan only?
No, sir, from Tamil Nadu, IIT Madras.
So exactly how do you see you can say, the structure of economy in Tamil Nadu and Rajasthan? What differences you find?
Okay, so the major difference is the composition of industry compared to agriculture. In Rajasthan, agriculture contributes to 27% of GDP, while in Tamil Nadu it contributes only 14% of GDP. While industries in Tamil Nadu has a upper hand as it contributes up to 33% of GDP there. So, and sir, Tamil Nadu has a distinct feature of highest number of factories present in there. Meanwhile, Rajasthan has been pursuing high returns in high productivity and high growth in agriculture.
So in terms of structural changes, can we say that Tamil Nadu is more developed than Rajasthan?
So the socio-economic indicators say so, but I believe that agriculture is not a demeaning profession, but it should be such that the productivity must rise to ensure that we focus on outcomes and not only on outputs.
Have you seen the per capita income of Rajasthan and per capita income of Tamil Nadu?
Yes, sir. In Rajasthan, it is around $2,000, and in Tamil Nadu, it is around $3,700, while the national average is around $2,400.
So obviously, Tamil Nadu fares well in terms of all economic indicators.
Yes, it does.
So why do you think that Tamil Nadu is developed a state as compared to the lesser developed state like Bimaru states?
Yes, sir. So it has various factors. First is, I would say, the historical factors. That is, the East India Company established its bases there. So it had a benefit of starting early. So secondly, the geographical factor also works a role, where it is a coastal state. So the trade routes are well organized and well maintained. So thirdly, I would say that the government has also taken its role. Since the inception of language-based states, the parties of that time was more socialistic in nature. So they focused much more on education and health parameters rather than revenue expenditure done by the Bimaru states. Okay.
Nilesh, can you tell us the nature of unemployment in developed countries, in developing countries? What is actually the general nature of unemployment in developing countries? And with a special reference to India, say.
Yes, sir. So in India, there is an issue of disguised unemployment, which is not seen in developed countries as per se, and it is much more prevalent in developing countries. Furthermore, sir, it can be said that the unemployment is structural in nature because of the mismatch between what the industry demands and what our people offers.
So the general nature of unemployment in India is structural and disguised, right? Can you throw some light on the structural unemployment?
Yes, so there has been a mismatch in the skill that the industry demands and the skill that the people provides. So there has been an issue of quality of jobs. Further, sir, the government data says that the unemployment rate is only at 3.2%, which is an acceptable rate. But the issue is that the 60% of our new jobs has been created by gig economy. So the nature of jobs are not so well that our country demands at this point of time to seize the opportunity to become truly Viksit at 2047.
So what could be your suggestions to improve the scenario of unemployment in India?
So first, I think what we have been doing is that we are promoting dwarfs. Rather than promoting dwarf industries, we should be promoting infants to better improve our productivity and efficiency. So secondly, the tax incentive should be given in such a way that it refers to number of jobs rather than just the total production. Also, sir, the sunset clauses should be introduced to allow firms to make decisions faster and quicker. So fourthly, I would say the PSL can be rerouted in those sectors which has high employment elasticity. For example, electrical and optical equipments, transport equipments, and rubber and plastic products.
Very good. And what else? Does the manufacturing sector in India has a high and important role in creating unemployment?
Definitely, the manufacturing sector in every country of the world has high linkages and high multiplier effect. So, but I would say instead of solely focusing on manufacturing right now, we should also focus on services, because I think the competitive cost advantage that we get from manufacturing is no more higher return giving. Rather than, sir, we should focus on manufacturing and services. I would like to cite an example of Lenskart, where first it started as a retail store, but now it has started manufacturing and also has a plant in Gurgaon, where around 50,000 frames are manufactured each month. So, sir, in that sense, apart from manufacturing, the focus should also be in services, because in that area we are much more better and much efficient than the other developing countries who we have export competition.
Okay. So, Nilesh, can you tell us why India's trade gap with China is soaring or increasing?
Yes, sir. So, the first is that we have to import many important ingredients from China. That is, for example, active pharmaceutical ingredients. So we cannot keep becoming the pharmacy of the world if we do not import those. So secondly, China has much more specialization. In India we have diversity, but there the specialization is much better. The assembly chains are much better, which helps them being competitive much better than India. So it is easier to import. So third, there is also a issue of invert duty structure in some of the products. And so fourthly, I think containerization also plays a major role, where in India only 30,000 containers are produced per year, while in China this number accounts for 2.5 million. So in that sense, trade in China is much more benefit giving and also gives much more current account surplus with respect to India.
No, but I'm talking about the bilateral trade. So we should let us focus on bilateral trade itself.
Yes, also
yes.
So there has been issues of steel dumping by China. So that has also been an issue. Meanwhile, sir, China also.
And what about the renewable energy imports? Solar energy particularly?
Yes, the solar photovoltaic cells are also imported by India. And since renewable energy has been focus of the world, and
so
also
62% of the solar energy components are being imported from.
Thank you, sir.
So if these are the some of the reasons that trade gap is soaring. So the next question is, how do we address this bilateral trade so that our bilateral trades with China are balanced at least?
So balancing it would be a huge task right now, because our efficiency is not up to the par. But we can focus on those sectors which we have competitive advantage. For example, services. For example, low-skilled manufacturing sector. So what it is seen in China, that it is gradually improving from the low-skilled assembly line manufacturing to medium-skilled. So there leaves a vacuum which India can exploit, having a competitive advantage in labor as well as technology.
And what about focusing FDI from China could also help?
Yes, sir, but it also has its own issues with respect to sovereignty of India.
What? So does not attracting FDI will help bridging the gap?
Yes, sir, but it comes at a cost. It is often seen that the China's FDIs alleges the sovereignty of a nation. So these restrictions also need to be addressed before allowing FDI to come without any restrictions.
So what could be your suggestions to bridge this trade gap?
So as far as I can think right now, I think focusing on services can be the next step forward.
Okay, Nilesh.
Nilesh, BTech, IIT Madras, and you are trying for this Indian Economic Service.
Yes.
What prompted you to choose for this service, Indian Economic Service? You are in reality a technocrat.
Yes, sir.
So what are the points?
So what I am looking for a job is two things. First, that it pertains to the general society, and second, it is dynamic in nature. And so since economy is subject to dynamic nature, that prompted me to pursue in economic services, other than civil services as well, since civil services also satisfies these two criteria that I have put for my job.
So it means your BTech degree in civil, no?
Yes, sir.
Has become redundant.
No, sir, it has not become redundant.
Okay, so how is it relevant if you are selected for this job?
Yes, sir. So if we talk about whole economy, since our government focuses on building infrastructure and capital expenditure, civil engineering also has a connotation with infrastructure. So I can form a link there. So secondly, if I delve into my civil engineering courses, one of the courses I studied was transport engineering. And so our cities are majorly congested and very suffocated with transport. So I can delve into urban economics as transport engineer as well. So also I studied construction economics and finance, where I study benefit and cost ratio and how it fructifies and manipulates itself in the practical situations. So I am well suited to look into those projects and how much benefit they incur, how much cost they incur, and then can better evaluate the projects.
Suppose you are selected.
Yes, sir.
And you are posted in the Ministry of Transport.
Yes, sir.
And you are required to form a team, and you are team leader, and you are asked to devise a solution for the traffic problem in the NCR Delhi,
yes,
or NCT Delhi itself. Forget
yes,
about NCR. What important steps would you suggest, which is both feasible and practical?
Sir, the first would be employing smart traffic management. It is a management which incorporates a comprehensive management system, which incorporates all the requirements of our transport system.
Like what? Please elaborate.
Yes, sir, sure. First is using GPS navigation to see the what infrastructure bottlenecks are there. So second, employing...
but it is already there in place, I think.
Yes, it is there, but better, it is seen that there has been issues with the GPS provided by Navstar of USA. India is focusing on manufacturing its own GPS system, Gagan, that is. So second is I would suggest using more roundabouts. I think roundabouts are underutilized in our country. So
underutilized?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So third is there has been a menace of e-rickshaws. I think driving licenses could be taken as a criteria to allow these e-vehicles to move in Delhi.
But you remove e-rickshaw altogether from the roads?
No, definitely not. So it is not a solution because much of our travel expenses are taken care of by the e-rickshaws, and also there has been convenience factor in using these e-rickshaws. So there should
an
be
important source of employment of the
yes, sir,
lower income group also.
What I have observed.
So how will you tackle this problem?
What I have observed is there supply-demand mismatch here also. I have seen that there is much more supply of e-rickshaws than the demand. So we can curb those because there are instances of less driving by these e-rickshaw drivers.
I don't agree with this.
Okay, sir.
If there is a supply-demand mismatch, automatically the e-rickshaw will go off the road.
Yes, sir.
Because it will become, if it becomes economically unviable for them,
yes,
why will they ply on the roads, Delhi roads?
Yeah, definitely, but in the states, in the cities like Delhi.
What is your take finally?
Okay, sir.
In this, you said that there is demand-supply mismatch.
I think, sir, there should be some reasonable restrictions put on e-rickshaws. They should not be allowed to roam freely.
Yeah, that's why this is the point that I want to know from you, some innovative ideas, that those sections of the society is not badly hampered, not adversely affected, and side by side, the traffic system, as you said that you have also studied transport engineering.
Yes, sir.
Side by side, the traffic problem, transportation problem of the city like Delhi is also solved. So devise some solution. Even you are given the complete power.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So all I'm thinking is right now is to develop mass affordable transportation systems, like using overways and using metros to further expand the reach. Other than that, sir, I'm not able to recall.
Okay. ठीक है. What do you mean by inclusive growth, Nilesh?
So inclusive growth refers to that growth where it percolates to every section of society, such that there is no section left behind.
What are some of the important indicators?
So First is GDP per capita. So second is the inequality prevalent in the society. And so third is the socio-economic indicators of these marginalized sections.
Like?
So for instance, the out-of-pocket expenditure, for infant mortality rate, the literacy levels in these sections. Literacy levels.
Okay.
So,
And how can you correlate the inclusive growth and climate change?
yes, there is also a component of intergenerational equity in inclusive growth. So our growth should not compromise the growth prospects of our upcoming generation. So these should be climate smart in order to make truly these policies which lead us to inclusive growth, truly make these policies equitable and sustainable.
Have you gone through the current budget government
Yes,
of
sir.
India? What are some of the important highlights of the budget?
So there have been 9 themes identified. So first is increasing productivity and resilience in agriculture, where 109 HYVP varieties are introduced. So second is there has been a tremendous focus on employment skilling. For this scheme A, B, C have been introduced. So third is the focus on MSMEs, otherwise a focus on these cities, the infrastructure for which 100 street arts has to be developed. Further, there has been advancement of the prevailing budget requirement of GYAN, that is the Garib Yuva, Andata and Nari. It has been incorporated in this budget as well. Further, the capital expenditure has increased to now 3.2% of GDP. That has also been a highlight.
How the budgets are prepared?
So budgets are prepared by the vertical of these economic services and also the finance minister and those secretaries. So it comes under Article 112 of the Indian Constitution. So this is 6 months before the process starts, before the actual budget presentation. Then further, all stakeholders are sensitized and the inputs are taken, then the budget is prepared.
Do you agree that this budget is a highly ambitious budget, 2024-25?
No, sir, I do not think there is anything ambitious in the budget. As a country like ours, which have high development prospects, I think, sir, we should be ambitious.
As a member of the budget team, if you are asked that please prepare a highly ambitious budget for the financial year 25-26,
Yes, sir.
what 3 important points would you like to insert?
So first is I would like to boost our innovation, especially by the business sector. It is seen that the business sector contributes only 36% of total innovation in our country, whereas in developed countries it is around 60%. So I would allow those schemes and policies which incentivizes these business sector to innovate more. So second, I would much more focus on ethical wealth creation. I think the crony capitalism is also one of the factors which influence inequality in the country. So third, I would focus on intense export-led production which employs low-skilled and semi-skilled labor. That is.
Are you getting my question? What
Yes,
do you
sir.
mean by the ambitious budget?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by ambitious budget?
So ambitious budget means that I have to deploy those policies which may not look feasible in short term, but if done through rigorous processes, it can benefit. So
What are some of the macroeconomic variables that you focus on most?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So since our GDP is going at around 7% per annum, so I would focus on increasing it up to 10%. So then I would increase in improving our exports from already $700 billion to maybe $1 billion, $1 trillion also. Sir. And apart from this, sir, I would also say that the inflation needs to be curtailed. The 6.2% inflation that has breached the 4% mark right now, it should be curtailed by better management and better infrastructure of agriculture and vegetable produce.
Now you have come on the right track. Very nice.
Very nice. So,
Only one thing that I would like to suggest. Other
sir.
things are very well articulated, very good level of confidence.
Thank you, sir.
One thing is that you tend to speak so fast.
Yes, sir.
So you unintentionally you tend to swallow some of the words.
Okay, sir.
So please focus on this, and by practicing before the mirror,
Yes.
Prepare 125 questions from the DAP, economic contents, current affairs, and your state,
Yes.
Rajasthan, somewhat in Tamil Nadu. The question has already been asked.
Yes.
4 areas, you prepare 125 questions, very brief answers to these questions.
Yes, sir.
3 line, 4 line. Practice before the mirror. Speak
sir.
a little bit slowly.
Yes, sir. Sometimes it happens
हाँ.
because initially
You do not
Yes.
tend to finish the words.
Yes.
आपका पूरा finish नहीं होता.
स्वैल हो जाता है.
yes, I come with intention that I have to speak slow,
हाँ.
but in flow I tend
थोड़ा
to speak
practice
fast.
करो.
Flow is okay, but
Okay, sir.
what is happening in flow? Some of the words are not pronounced or say.
Yes, sir.
Or
So I
sounds
feel that
clear.
initially it was all right. At the later stages,
Yes, yes.
it became more pronounced.
And we are very happy with you.
Thank you, sir.
There is lots of improvement, and we do not see any reason why you should not qualify.
Thank you, sir.
Right. So we have a very high hope from.
Yes, sir.
इतना ही रिपीट करते रहो.
Yes.
बस ये थोड़ा सा खाली इम्प्रूव कर लो.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
कुछ नया मत करो.
ठीक है, sir.
Don't do anything new. Whatever you are doing, you just repeat it.
Sir, it was much faster 1 month back. I calculated it a lot.
ये 1 वीक में थोड़ा और कंट्रोल कर लो इसको.
Okay, sir, yes, sir.
है ना, ये काफ़ी सिग्निफिकेंटली आपका परफॉर्मेंस वहाँ पर इम्प्रूव करेगा.
ठीक
I
है,
can
sir.
tell you.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है.
हाँ जी.
So we are really happy for you. Right?
you, sir.
Things have improved, and you have also improved much better as compared to the two interviews we have been seeing you, and that is a remarkable improvement. And also content-wise, articulation of answers are better now. So please continue whatever you are doing.
I will do, sir. I will do my hard work. Thank you, sir.
And it happens that you are unable to answer 2 or 3 questions, but don't worry for that at all.
Okay, sir.
If you don't know, straight away, sir, I will read more about it. I don't know the answer to this question. That's it. Understand?
Yes, sir. It will happen in the interview as well.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
it is very natural. Very natural. So keep your confidence level high, cool, and the way of answering the questions.
Yes, sir.
Understand?
Yes, sir.
Chalo, all the best.
Thank you, sir.
All the best from our
Thank you,
side.
sir.